Hey everyone, welcome to Rev Trev NFL, and I am so pumped about tonight's stream. It's a late night for me. It is gonna be a good one. I am stoked about the NFL starting. I've been pumped. I've been watching hype videos, and here it is. The season has started. And as you know, I am a huge Packers fan, but I love talking about NFL content. And so I've got a Ravens jersey, I've got a Kansas City hat because I want to talk about the game tonight. And so I'm not here cheering for one side or the other. I just want to talk about the NFL's back, baby. It's gonna be a great season. And if anything talks about greatness, like what we saw tonight, that ending was incredible, absolutely incredible. And I want to talk about the game review. The Ravens losing 20-27 to the Kansas City Chiefs, the back-to-back champs. We're going to dive into that tonight. We're also going to talk about fantasy football. All the predictions are over. Reality is happening. So let's talk about the takeaways. But let's talk, first of all, about the game and review it. And it's going to be great. And just a reminder, follow me on RevTrev NFL on X, on YouTube, on Twitch, on TikTok, and on Facebook. I love pumping out NFL content. And this is super late. For some of you, it's early in the morning because you're on the East Coast. I'm on the West Coast, and so wanted to dive into this. I did a different stream tonight, and then I needed to get this one in and done. And so, okay, let's talk about it. Let's talk about this game. Ravens lose, Chiefs win. What a opening night. Now, I'm not going to lie. I felt like the first half was really slow. It wasn't great. It was frustrating to watch, low scoring, but the second half turned it on, and the ending was epic. I just really enjoyed the second half a lot, watching these two teams. Now, I had to remind myself these are two great teams that are in the NFL. They're both trying to win the Super Bowl, and that is really important to know. Really important to know. And so, yeah, it's a very, very, very important piece to it. And by the way, I'm not even on my mic got switched over here. This is probably going to be better now. You'll hear me much, much better. So let's dive into this Ravens win, and not the Ravens win, the Chiefs win. The Ravens lost by a toe. Like, I thought for sure he had brought it down and his toe had not hit the white line. Likely was the most unlikely hero. Too bad it didn't count. Great ending. Absolutely great ending. I was super impressed with the end of the game. Mahomes and the Chiefs had an opportunity to, make it so they just won the game. It was going to, but Baltimore got the ball and Lamar was working his magic. There was so much to talk about. So tonight I'm going to kind of mix in the game review and the fantasy football all together. Okay. Now let's talk about Xavier Worthy. What an incredible start to his career. First touch, he scores a touchdown. Fast as lightning. Fun to watch. Incredible to watch. Like, honestly, incredible to watch. So I really enjoyed that piece. Excited for the kid. Some people say, oh, they
the defense screwed up. They should have known. And I just think like that's the thing about him. There's always that that possibility he could break one loose. Now, in regards to like his targets, that's a different story, right? So we need to like just kind of taper the expectations. He had one rushing yard for 21 yards. It was a touchdown, first play of his career. And then he was only targeted 3 times, right? One was a touchdown, was 40. He had 2 receptions for 47 yards and a touchdown. So that's just something to like kind of consider and taper the expectations there a little bit. And a lot of people are like, I should have went with, him to start in my fantasy league. It's like, I mean, who would have known? Who would have known? Now it's a deep league that you're going to start Xavier Worthy in. Just keep an eye on how he's going to do, and you might want to start him later. But man, he had a couple plays that looked great tonight, and I was super impressed. The other thing that I was super impressed with was there were 2 wide receivers really that impressed me on both sides of the ball. Was Rashee Rice and Zay Flowers were the best wide receivers on the field. In fact, they got the most targets. And I should just bring this over here and just so I can have all the targets and all this kind of stuff here. But Rashee Rice got 9 targets. Okay, everyone, 9 targets. Actually, let me just bring this up. Actually, it doesn't matter. I'll just tell you it. 9 targets, 7 receptions, 103 yards. He was like the only guy that was open. What was the deal with Zay Flowers and Rashee Rice just being the only guys open? It's like you have nobody else. And now Xavier Worthy got open 1 time, scored. Juju Smith-Schuster had the 1 target, couldn't bring it down on a bad pass. Travis Kelce only had 4 targets. Noah Gray had 3 targets. Xavier Worthy had 3 targets. So, like, it's like, to me, these 2 teams are quite similar. Like, they have 1 wide receiver and really no one else. Now, the fact is, it actually turned out to be Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy, and that was the difference maker, and that was the win. But receiving wise for the Ravens was Zay Flowers had 10 targets, 6 receptions, only 37 yards total. But Isaiah Likely, the unlikely hero, had 12 targets, 9 receptions, 111 yards, and 1 touchdown. Should have had 2. Had a monster night. Nobody started Isaiah Likely, and it was unlikely that anyone started Isaiah Likely. Like, honestly, who would have started him? So that was crazy. So I was actually amazed. He was shockingly good. How was he always open? It didn't make any sense at all to me, at all. And then, who just didn't impress was Travis Kelce and Mark Andrews. Both were mid, like really mid. If you look at Andrews had 2 targets, 2 receptions for 14 yards. Yippee skippy. And then with Travis Kelce, 4 targets, 3 receptions, 34 yards. These guys were non-factors. Really, really disappointing. Like, incredibly disappointing. But in saying that, like, what do you do going forward? I mean, you drafted Kelce high. I don't know. I don't think I got Kelce in any league. I went with Laporta in every league. The only leagues that I have Kelce in are the ones that I have him in a dynasty league, but that's it. Like, I don't think I got Kelce in any league of my 14 leagues this year. But man, they just didn't do anything. Like, I mean, there was a couple good passes. Like, Kelce had a nice first down and stuff like that. Like, game-wise, it was fine. I saw him blocking quite well, but that was as far as it went. But let's talk about Patrick Mahomes. And I get that he's good. I get that he's really good. But at the end of the day, Mahomes is a great real-life quarterback, but he had a terrible fantasy start. In fact, his fantasy start was like insanely bad. 14.67 points or 64 points. 14.64 points. That's it. 14 points. You want your starting quarterbacks to get 20 points a week, 18 to 20 plus points a week. And my friend Peter kept on saying, don't draft Mahomes, don't draft Mahomes. I don't think I have Mahomes in any league this year. Just because I just didn't know, I thought he was going to bounce back, but there was other guys. I think getting Dak Prescott or Jordan Love, Lamar Jackson would have been a way better pick than Mahomes. But Lamar Jackson had 273 yards passing. That's it. Well, that's it. That's decent. One passing touchdown, but he had 122 rushing yards. The guy is a human joystick, man. He is Michael Vick 2.0. I like Michael Vick's play better. As you could see, Lamar missed a bunch of passes, like it had way better stats. It's just interesting to think about. So I think Lamar is the best running back on the Ravens, but FYI, for your information, King Henry's on pace to score 17 touchdowns. I think you played two good defenses played each other, two good teams played each other. I think that this is not going to be the predicament of what they're going to look like week in, week out. Now, it does concern me that it's really like Zay Flowers. That's the only one that looks dynamic. King Henry looks fine. It looks a little slow, but that's how he always looks. Lamar Jackson looks dynamic and then likely looked bad, but what's he going to turn into be? I don't know. It's going to be interesting just to watch how they do this, right? But the other thing too, I don't know, does that concern you? It concerns me that Lamar Jackson missed, even though he got like 25 fantasy points, he missed two wide open throws, and one was for a touchdown. If he would have hit Zay Flowers in the end zone, that would have been a great night for Zay Flowers, or a good night for Zay Flowers, a great night for Lamar Jackson. It's just one of those things, right? And so there's a reason why you drafted Lamar Jackson in the fourth quarterback. In fact, you probably shouldn't have drafted him as the number 3. But yeah, he looked good, but he doesn't look great. Like Mahomes doesn't miss those throws. Rodgers doesn't miss those throws. We know that his value comes with his legs. And it'll be interesting to see what Josh Allen does this weekend. It'll be interesting to see what Jordan Love does, Dak Prescott, Joe Burrow, Kyler Murray, CJ Stroud, all these guys. It's going to be interesting to see what Rodgers and Cousins do and how Russell Wilson plays for the Steelers. Like, I'm so excited for this weekend. But Lamar Jackson had a monster night. If you have Lamar Jackson fancy, you got to be happy. And then Pacheco looks good, man. He looks like a man on the mission. And, what did he end up with? 15 carries, only 45 yards. He looked like he was doing great. He was only averaging 3 yards carry, got a touchdown. So he didn't really play well. He didn't really do much for you, like fantasy-wise. 14.8 if you're in a 0.5 PPR league. 14.8 is actually quite fine. 15 points from your running backs, good. Obviously, you want guys who are going to get those 20-point weeks, but for my friend Peter started Pacheco as his number 2 running back. Breece Hall's his other guy. He should be fine, right? Mark Andrews got 2.4 fantasy points. That's awful. That's totally awful. So tomorrow night, my Packers are playing the Eagles. Everyone's picking the Eagles. Whenever someone picks the other team, it means that the Green Bay Packers usually win. So I'm hoping that they win tomorrow night. That'll be great. But post in the comments what you think about the game. What do you think about the fantasy impacts? Obviously, Xavier Worthy's on the radar. I think there's only a few leagues that don't have him picked up on. You could sell high right now if you wanted to. Likely, is he going to he might be worth picking up and just seeing. Maybe he turns into the tight end, but I don't trust him at this stage. He just had a really great game. So yeah, there's a lot to talk about. It was great to watch opening football, get to see football back. It doesn't bother me, the whole Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift thing. It's like, okay, cool. She's in the stands. Every time he catches the ball, they're going to show her. That's fine. It's fine. But he didn't catch the ball much tonight. She wasn't around much. And you know, a lot of people are sitting there going, you know, they get mad, annoyed. Who cares? Who cares? Honestly, it doesn't matter. All I know is the NFL's back, baby. The NFL is back. And tomorrow night, cannot wait. I'm going to do a live stream after the game, Packers game, as long as, I don't know, I don't think I have anyone coming over to watch a game with me tomorrow night. So if that's the case, I'm going to go live right after the game's over. And so looking forward to it. Can't wait for tomorrow. Can't wait for this weekend. NFL is back. Thanks so much for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe. Follow me, RevTrev NFL, on X, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, and Facebook. And I'd love for you to post some stuff in the comments. Have a great night, and I'll be on tomorrow. Talk to you soon.